I think the thing we can set off with the most that we've talked about is the Greatest Showman musical.
I'm so excited for The Greatest Showman musical. The Greatest Showman holds a very, very special place in my heart. It's such a beautiful story,
And it's
and
still like popular to this day. Like
oh,
I don't think the
100%.
movie is gonna like die down anytime soon. I think it's still so popular that the show will just bring more eyes to the movie, if anything.
Definitely. It has such a beautiful message, and the movie was just iconic and so beloved. So
Even
I'm
though
so
Jeremy Jordan wasn't in it, but like,
yeah,
but they
yeah,
have the chance to make it a good like show with him
yeah.
this time.
Yeah, and no, I really hope Jeremy will be in the musical because seeing this show being translated on stage, it's going to be a spectacle, but it's also going to be so beautiful because the score is beautiful, the cast
Oh yeah.
so beautiful, these characters are so important, and I just cannot wait to see what it's going to look like on a stage. And I mean, the
And
songs
honest, so
are my everything,
oh
so I'm so excited.
yeah. And if it's like they did a D23 where they have the cast in the audience for the opening number, that'll be like awesome. Like how they had like the platforms in the audience and then
That would
like
be insane.
spotlights, like
That'd be
I don't know. I'm hoping they do some sort of like immersion. Oh my God. Immersion for like even if it's just a little bit, but that'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be really awesome. I'd love that too.
Honestly, though, I'm kind of disappointed it's opening in the UK. Like
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that
like
too.
we made the movie, we should get it.
But I'm like, I think it's Broadway bound. I'm pretty sure it's Broadway bound.
It has to be. It's
But
gonna be Broadway bound,
it,
Tony nominated, like all
oh,
these.
I can 100% say it's coming to Broadway. No doubt. No doubt.
And I think London has the Olivier Awards, which is like our Tony Awards.
Yes,
So
exactly.
if it opens in London, which it is, they're probably gonna be nominated for Olivier, which is gonna
Mhm.
move them over to Broadway.
Definitely. I could totally see that happening. And the creative team is going to be amazing. Casey Nicola is
Oh yeah, and
insane.
Benj Pasek, Justin Paul,
Yeah, of course. Of
of
course.
course, like they're
And
coming back, and
Tim Federle is incredible.
he's
So
amazing.
it could not be in better people's hands, and I'm so excited to see that magic that
And
is
I
gonna.
think Benj Pasek and Justin Paul said there's gonna be some new songs too, which are gonna
Yes,
be
they
awesome.
did, and
So
I
that's
don't
gonna
know how
be.
I don't know how I feel about that because I'm so attached to the movie soundtrack. But honestly, anything that Benj and Justin write, I'm obsessed with. So I'm so excited to see what is gonna come of that, and I can't wait to see how these new songs are going to really add to the current soundtrack. But
Oh, for sure.
the current soundtrack has my heart. I think I can speak for every theater kid when
Oh
I,
yeah. I
yeah.
think that like for those theater kids who just started to be theater kids when the movie came out, I think that gave them a good insight to the
Mm.
theater community, the theater world, the songs and everything.
I totally believe that that movie just represents everything that is at the core of theater so beautifully.
Yeah.
Like, celebrating your differences and not being afraid to speak up for what you
Hmm.
believe in and taking a risk and telling stories even though people may frown upon it. I just think that that movie is so incredibly special and its message is so inspirational and so motivating. And I can't wait to see it right before my eyes on a live
Yeah.
stage. It's going to be
And if
awesome.
I'm not mistaken, this may be a spoiler, but if I'm not mistaken, there's a fire scene in the movie, right? So
Yes, yes.
I'm hoping they do pull off some like outsider magic.
I was just gonna say they're gonna pull an outsider's
Like
magic.
pull out some outsiders magic with the fire. Like that's gonna be
Yeah. Oh, and the whole trapeze sequence
yeah.
to rewrite the stars. That's gonna be insane. This movie just has my heart. I'm so excited for it to come.
Yeah. And
I'm
I feel like this could like I'm not one for like around theater. Like I'm not like I like more the like stage, but I think this would also work as around theater. Like
yes.
if they design it like a circus, I think it
I
could work
totally
like perfectly too.
yeah.
And so the next topic, they just announced Mamma Mia, and I saw you post a story on it. I was like, oh yeah, I love Mamma Mia. This is, and it's coming to the Winter Garden too, so that's
It's amazing. I just had Leanna Hunt on my
yeah.
podcast a couple weeks ago. I love her. She is incredible. I had the honor of seeing her in Back to the Future,
Oh
and
yeah,
I was just
she
in
was phenomenal.
I was just in awe. Like she
Yeah.
was amazing as Lorraine. And I just think she is so talented, and it's an honor to look up to her and watch her shine, and I just have so much love and admiration for her. And what was really funny is one of the schools in my area, they just did Mamma Mia. And one of my best friends played Sophie. And I mean, I always loved Mamma Mia. I always fell in
Yeah.
love with all of
It's
my
a
friends.
classic. Like every theater kid has seen it at least once.
Of course, all my friends and I are turning 17 this year. So obviously it's the theme for all our
Yeah.
birthday parties being us. And I think seeing my friends do the musical this year just made me fall in love with it even more. And the fact that it's coming back to Broadway where it all started at the Winter Garden, I just think it's iconic. And it's such a timeless story. Everybody loves it, whether you're in your 60s, whether you're in your teens. It's such a beloved story and obviously such a beloved soundtrack. I mean, who
It's
doesn't
also
love?
popular with high schools. Like a lot of high schools. I don't know about in
Yes,
Canada, but I know a lot of high schools in the US perform Mamma Mia as a musical
yes.
in the
A lot
falls.
of a lot of high schools do it here too. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get to see it on stage again because I've never seen a professional production of it.
I
It
know.
was,
It's been a while.
yeah, the national tour just passed through. I'm in Toronto, so the national tour just passed through me in Toronto, and I didn't have the chance of seeing
Yeah,
it.
that's how I was in Chicago. Came to Chicago and I missed it.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people in the cast, and it was just so beautifully done. I mean, that show is beautifully done.
Mhm.
Whenever it's done, it's beautifully done. And I'm just so excited to get to see it on Broadway.
Yeah, and speaking of shows coming to Broadway, coming to off Broadway is Heathers. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I am so excited. I have my mixed feelings about Heathers,
Yeah,
much
I mean
as
it's a deep show. It's
Um,
like
but I am so excited to get to see it live. I love the soundtrack,
oh yeah.
and I just think it is such a crazy story. And that musical just has me on the edge of my seat the entire time, even though I've seen it before and I know what happens. So I'm so excited to get to see it live because I saw the pro shot of the
Yeah.
London production. So I'm excited to get to experience it live and kind of see what that is going to become.
I will say with the pro shot though, they anytime they did the scene transitions and it turned into the sketches, it kind of threw me off. Like the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But like when I watch a pro shot, I want to feel like I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, but moving on, Tony nominations are coming up. Do you have any picks to
Yeah.
what you want to be nominated or who you want to be nominated?
Ooh, okay. So I definitely obviously think Audra's gonna get her
Oh,
Tony for
she's
Gypsy.
obviously gonna.
I'm so excited. I'm back in New York City this summer, so I have my list of all the shows that I want to see. Maybe Happy Ending
I
is
want to
on.
see that one so bad.
Being my Glee super fan that I am, Darren Criss on Broadway, it just makes me so happy. And with direction by Michael Arden, I think we all know Michael Arden is a genius and everything he directs is gold. So I'm so excited to hear his take on this new musical. And I did some research on what it's about and I've listened to some of the songs and I'm just so enamored by it. So I can't wait to see it. Personally, I cannot wait to see Sunset Boulevard and Gypsy because I've never.
When does Sunset close?
Sunset closes July.
Oh, that's what I was like. I think it closes end of July, like July 21st.
Yeah,
Which when that news came out, it surprised me so much.
yeah, I honestly didn't even know it was a limited run, to be honest.
No.
Everyone's like,
Wait,
yeah, it was a
was it
limited.
limited or was it like
Yeah, it was a limited engagement. Apparently,
oh,
it was a limited engagement. And
I thought it was supposed to just go on and then they announced
yeah,
closing.
that's what I thought. I was like,
Oh.
I had no
I
idea.
had no clue about that.
Well, don't take my word for it, but like people in the comments were like, "Oh, like we all knew it was a limited engagement," and I was like, "I had no idea." So I'm also excited for Gypsy because I've never seen Gypsy and or Sunset, so I'm excited for those classics. And I know it's not a musical, but I'm so excited for Stranger Things, a first one.
Yes.
I am so excited to see that. I cannot wait. And of course, knowing me, I will be back at The Outsiders. And I am so excited. I cannot wait to see that show again. I could see that show every day.
I mean, you personally, would your trip even be complete if you didn't see outside? Like,
100%. 100%. So I'm really excited. This upcoming season is, I mean, incredible. I'm so excited for Queen of Versailles. I have some friends in that, and of course, to see Kristen Chenoweth in her magic right
Yeah.
in my eyes is going to be incredible, and I'm just so excited for everything that's upcoming. I
And
can't
one
wait.
show that I think might get nominated, Redwood with Dina Menzel.
Yes, I
Un
actually saw the funniest TikTok. Somebody was like,
Really?
"It's literally next to normal in a different font." I
Wait,
mean, I know nothing about this
yeah, I was
show.
like, I know nothing about the
I know
plot, so I
Adina
can't make that
Menzel is in
comparison.
it. I know Michael Park is in it, and I know Zachary Noah Pizer's in
I
it,
was
and
like, and I
three people
recognized
that I
those from
love. So I was like, "Great, I'll be there." But
when the
I
announcement came out. I recognized them. I was like, oh, David Hansen, David Hansen, David.
exact. I was like, I don't know anything about this show, but I am a huge fan of giving new works a try
Yeah.
and supporting new musicals and seeing new musicals. So I'm so excited to see this season of Broadway because we have a lot of new work. So I'm very excited.
And yeah, I was gonna say a lot of work nowadays is like new. Like we just had Death Becomes Her, Betty Boop the musical, Redwood, uh, Strangest Things, which was transferred from London, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
transferred to
I
London.
was like it's a transfer from London.
Yeah.
But one show that I want to get transferred from London was the Hunger Games musical.
Oh, I heard about that.
I don't know if you've seen like videos, but they have like people like
I
dancing
heard
on
about
the walls with like harnesses and sword
that.
fighting on the
No
walls.
way.
Yeah, like they were sword fighting on the walls and everything. And I was like, okay, you guys get the cool stuff, like bring it over. Like,
I'm
like,
also, yeah.
oh
Yeah.
no, what were you gonna say?
I'm also really excited for Smash.
Yes, I love like I've loved the show. I wish it was a tour because like
So
from
excited.
what I've seen, it looks amazing.
Yeah, and I
And I
want to
mean, the
see.
cast also is like phenomenal too.
Yes, and I also want to go see the new cast of Wicked.
Yeah, I've seen clips from Instagram reels, and I'm like, this cast looks amazing. And the new Bach, Danny, he's awesome as Bach. Like everything. And the girl who played Alpha, this first African American, right? Yeah, okay. I
Yes,
was like, I think yeah, cool.
first alpha of color, and we have the first Nessa Rose, who's actually a wheelchair user. So
Yeah, and I think the thing a lot of people were worried about when they announced that was she's actually disabled, and they have that one scene in Act Two.
Mhm,
But look, I don't think she's fully like she's able to walk a bit.
mhm,
Uh, but I'm a little curious how they're gonna do it in the movie
me-
because she's fully disabled, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
Uh,
just the
do you have
represent.
any hopes for the Wicked Part 2 movie?
I just cried when I heard that they were subtitling it for good.
I know when that came out, I'm like, that
For
is
Good
the
is
like,
has a very special place in my heart. And I mean, going back to talking about the character of Nessa, just the representation is so important and so special because I remember seeing myself represented on stage for the first time, seeing the emotions and the things I was going through, and seeing people of my culture on stage and people who looked like me and people who sounded like me. I just thought that that was so incredibly special. And I cannot wait to see that representation continue to shine through in the movie. And I'm so excited for No Good Deed. I'm
I
so
know.
excited for As Long As You're Mine. And
I
I'm so
think those
excited
like
for the,
songs are gonna like silence the audience.
yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like
100%.
when no good deed starts, everyone's gonna like lock
Yeah.
eyes with the screen and like
I'm so
forget
excited.
everything.
I cannot wait for the Wicked movie. And it's so cool to see a lot of people who have never had the chance to see Wicked on Broadway. So
Yeah.
this is their first kind of introduction to Wicked and this story. And it was so cool to get to experience that with other people for the first time when having Wicked be the first time for them. So that was really,
And with
really cool.
such a great cast too. I mean, it's like
Definitely.
one of the best options they could have gone with.
Oh, 100%. I totally agree.
Following the topic of Wicked, did you see the Oscar performance? And if so,
Yes,
what were your
I
thoughts?
did. It was amazing. It was absolutely perfect. I screamed.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was flawless.
I,
Somewhere Over the Rainbow too was just
I know the way they started it, like, and they had like all the rainbows shining down from the
it was
roof. I'm like, this is
it was so beautiful.
amazing. And then I have one more. And so this is a couple of weeks ago. But Jordan Fisher just announced Moulin Rouge. Do you have any thoughts on
Yes,
Mulan?
taking over for the one and only John Cardoza.
And it feels like I'm excited for Jordan to take over, but like it feels like just yesterday that John joined back in the show.
I know it was so crazy because John departed the Notebook
Notebook.
early, and I had the pleasure of seeing him shine as young Noah, and he was incredible. I mean, I knew him and loved him from Jagged Little Pill, so it was so cool to get to see his take on Noah Calhoun, which was so beloved because The Notebook is one of my favorite movies. So to get to see that on stage and to have people that I love and admire so much step into these characters on Broadway was such a special sight to see. And just John was so, so perfect as Christian, even though I didn't get to see it. I did
Yeah.
hear audio bootlegs on TikTok because, yeah, I mean, not that I support the
No,
bootlegs,
not
but
no. I don't think any of us do.
I was very grateful that I did get to hear his Roxanne because he is incredible and him and Soleil Pfeiffer together is just nothing but pure greatness. And I mean everything that Jordan Fisher does is just he leaves me in constant awe. So I'm so excited to see his take on Christian and how he's going to approach the character. So I'm very excited.
And I'm not one who knows much about Moulin Rouge, but anything Jordan does is like usually amazing.
Yes. Yes.
And I kind of want him to once he leaves Mulan, I want him to head over to Greatest Showman to to be in it.
Yeah.
But I think that wraps up the little discussion today. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.